Hello everyone, my name is Iti Goyal and today I am going to start with polynomials. So what is the polynomial? Polynomial is made up of two words, poly and nomials. So the meaning of polynomial is the expressions which contain one and more than one terms is called the polynomials. But number of terms cannot be infinite. So polynomial is expressions which is composed of variable, constant and exponent that are combined using the mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But we cannot divide the polynomial by a variable. So let us consider an expressions to understand the polynomial. So px equals to a naught xn plus a1 xn minus 1 plus a2 xn minus 2 plus a3 xn minus 3 and x naught. So here a naught cannot be equals to 0 and x is called the variable and the coefficient of x are a naught, a1, a2, a3, a naught, a1, a2, a3, an. So it should be always a real number. And the exponent n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 up to naught should be always a non-negative integer, or we can say it should be always a whole number. These are belongs to always a whole number. We can say it should be always a non-negative integers. So let us consider some example to understand the polynomial. First example, px equals to x raised to the power 7 minus root 2x plus 1. So this one is called the polynomial because the power of x is 7, 1, which is a whole number. And root 2 is also a real number. So this one is a polynomial. Px equals to x plus 1 upon x. So we can express it x plus x raised to the power minus 1. So this one is not a polynomial because the exponent is minus 1. It should be always a whole number. So this one is not a polynomial. Px equals to x raised to the power 3 by 2 plus x plus 1. So this one is not a polynomial because here x is we have the power of 3 by 2, which is not a whole number. These are the examples of polynomials. So types of polynomial. On the basis of, we can classify the polynomial on the basis of degree and on the basis of number of terms. So first degree, okay, from before this, what is the degree of the polynomial? So degree of the polynomial, highest power of polynomial is called the degree of the polynomial. It means highest power of variable is called degree of the polynomial. It means if px equals to x raised to the power 3 minus x2 plus 1. So here highest power of variable is 3. So the degree of the polynomial is 3. If px equals to x raised to the power 9 minus x raised to the power 11 plus x raised to the power 2 here. So the degree of the polynomial is 11 because in 9 and 11 is greater than 9. So type of the polynomial, so we can classify the polynomial on the basis of degree and on the basis of number of terms. So first polynomial on the basis of degree. So what is the constant polynomials? If a polynomial contains the degree is 0, it means the degree of the polynomial is 0, then it is called the constant polynomial. Examples of the constant polynomials are 2x naught. So here the degree of the polynomial, degree of the x is 0, so minus 2. So this is called the constant polynomial. And you can consider root 2 x naught, which is equals to only root 2. This is also called the constant polynomial. So these are the example of constant polynomial. What is the linear polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial is 1, then this is called the linear polynomial. And what is the standard form of the linear polynomial? Which is px equals to ax plus b. and e cannot be equals to 0. Because if e equals to 0, it means this term is vanished and it will become the constant polynomial. So it can be 0. So example of constant linear polynomials: 3x plus 2 minus root 5 x plus 1 or minus 2x. These are the examples of linear polynomial. Now, third is quadratic polynomial. So what is the quadratic polynomial? If the degree of quadratic polynomial is 2. If the degree of polynomial is 2, is called the quadratic polynomial. And the standard form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. Here, a cannot be equals to 0. Examples of quadratic polynomial are x square minus 1, x equals to 2x square plus 2x plus 1. These are the example of quadratic polynomial. Now come on the next cubic polynomial. So what is the cubic polynomial? If the degree of polynomial is, what is the cubic polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial is 3, then it is called the cubic polynomial. And standard form of the cubic polynomial is px equals to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Here e cannot be equals to 0. And the example of cubic polynomial is x cube, 2x cube minus 1, 3x cube plus x square plus 7x plus 1. So these are the example of cubic polynomial. Now, next is biquadratic polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 4, then this is called the biquadratic polynomial. And the standard form of the polynomial is bx is equals to ax raised to the power 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e. But e cannot be 0. So example is 3x raised to the power 4 minus 5x plus 2. So this one is also the example of biquadratic polynomial. And now the polynomial based on the number of terms. If polynomial contain exactly one term, then this is called the monomial polynomials. So it means if the only it contain one terms, it means it can be 3x cube. Yes, this one is cubic polynomial also, but it is a monomial because it contains only one terms. So this is called the monomials. And px equals to if minus 2, this one is also the example of monomial polynomial. And px equals to minus x. So these are the example of monomials. What is the binomial polynomials? If polynomials contains two terms, so it is called the binomials. It means px equals to, so let us consider some example to understand the binomial. First is minus 2x plus 5. So it contains two terms. So this is called the binomial. Yes, this one is a linear polynomial also. And px equals to x cube plus 1. This is also called the binomial because it contains two terms. But this is also a cubic polynomial. And x cube, x raised to the power 4 plus x square. This is also an example of binomial. Now, trinomial comes on trinomial. So what is the trinomial? If polynomial contain three terms, then it calls the trinomial. So examples of trinomials are 3x cube plus 5x plus 2. This is cubic polynomial also. 2x square plus x plus 1. So these are the example of trinomial. Now come on next topic. What is the zeros of a polynomial? So what is the zeros of a polynomial? All the value of x at which the value of polynomial becomes 0, it's called the zeros of a polynomial. It means if let us consider an example of px equals to x square minus 1. If here we put in place of x is 1, then px equals to 1 square minus 1. It means 1 minus 1, which is equals to 0. So all the value of x at which the value of given polynomial becomes 0, it's called the zeros of the polynomial. If we put px equals to -1, then we also get the px equals to 0. So this is called the zeros of the polynomial. So in this example, 1 and -1 are the zeros of a polynomial. So this is called the zeros of the polynomial. Now come on the remainder theorem. So what is the remainder theorem? Let px be a polynomial of degree equals degree greater than or equals to 1 and a be any real number. If px is divided by x minus a and it gives the remainder is equals to pa, then this is called the remainder theorem. It means, let us consider px be any polynomial with degree greater than or equals to 1. Suppose if this polynomial px is divided by x minus a and the quotient is qx and remainder is rx, then we know that the relation dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So if px be any polynomial with degree greater than or equals to 1 and when we divide the px by x minus a, so it means here px is work as a dividend, and x minus a work as a divisor. So dividend is px and divisor is x minus a. We can express it, and here if px is dividend and x minus a is divisor, then qx is be a remainder and rx is a remainder and qx is quotient. So we can express it px equals to x minus a into qx plus rx. X equals to x minus a into qx plus rx. Here the divisor is a linear polynomial, but we know that the degree of divisor, degree of remainder should be always less than degree of divisor. So if the degree of divisor is 1, so it means degree of rx should be less than, it means it should be 0. So here the degree of divisor, it means remainder is 0. So it means if the degree of rx is 0, so rx will become a constant polynomial. So let rx equals to r. So put these value here. So px equals to x minus a into qx plus r. When we put x equals to a, this one is a constant. When we put in place of x equals to a, then px equals to a minus a equals to a minus a into qa plus r. So this term will vanish. P equals to, this is the remainder theorem. So what is the remainder theorem? Let px be any polynomial of degree greater than or equals to 1 and let a be any real number. And if px is divided by the linear polynomial x minus a, then the remainder is pa. Thanks for watching.